Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 2 in 2024 of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in Live for Speed, sponsored by World Class Lions once again, and all 12 rounds brought to you here on Sim Broadcasts. I'm Peter Butcher, and joining me in the commentary box tonight is Chris McElroy and Eoin Harmon. Eoin, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, Pete. Thanks for asking. And yeah, brand new season. Let's get straight back into it.
Let's go for it. And what a season we had just before the kind of summer break happened. We had Mantas winning Season 1 with 280 points ahead of Rick Cardle, and Unite took P3, and we saw somewhere in the region of 80 drivers scoring at least 1 point throughout the championship. And it was a great 12 races, a really good season. It sets us up nicely for the second one.
Yeah, for sure. Like I did mention to Rony what happened in January when we began Season 1, so it's probably still something that will be etched into people's memories in a very bad way until, of course, we had a bit of a laugh about it. So ideally, we're in for a quality race with lots of fine and fair fighting. So let's bring it on.
Yeah, quality racing is what we're all about. There you go, 81 drivers scoring at least a point. And tonight's race comes to you from a custom configuration. It is Fern Bay Cadet, a 2.3 kilometre, 1.4 mile track, which uses most of the club circuit, the gold circuit, but then cuts back across through a little cut through and rejoins the main straight here. 29 laps around this track, and we've had qualifying, and we're going to be doing it in a mod by Evolution R in collaboration with Martin 18. It's the 2020 Hiro CCF2, Owen, and we like it so far. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's a really clean design of a car, just a sort of sports car Mazda MX-5 style. And you can have it convertible, or you can have the hardtop as your choice of a chassis. So yeah, it should have a good variety, and we'll have plenty of colour on show for without a doubt.
Yeah, and we've got plenty of cars as well. We've got 30 cars on the grid at the moment, and that might go up before the beginning of the race. Let's wait and see. The first 2 rounds of the championship, the combos for those are locked in. Tonight we've got this Hiro mod at a custom configuration, and next time out we've got an old favourite. It's the MRT5 at an open config track at Blackwood, which we will tease you with for round 2 in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, join us for that in a couple of weeks. But let's first of all have a look, Owen, at the qualifying results, how they shape up, and to kind of set the scene for what we might expect in Season 2. No Mantas, that's the highlight for me, Owen.
Yeah, this is a significant incentive for everybody to make the best possible start. I know Born to Race, they have 3 representatives on today's grid, and they'll want to carry the mantle to keep their team on top now that they have the Season 1 championship in the record books. Yeah, no doubt Gabor on the pole will want to make sure that it's not a sweep for anyone else, and that he'll be the dominant force once again, as indeed he's on a winning streak.
He is on a winning streak in RTFR. We'll bring you more on that later. But yeah, as you said, he's here, and he's got pole by quite a margin, half a second almost, actually over half a second, to the first Born to Race driver, 136, qualifying well, and Antti Valter showing his face there in P3. Those are the top 20, and we do have a few drivers on the second screen. 30 drivers qualifying for the opener of Season 2, which should be getting underway in just a few moments' time once the drivers ready themselves up. Owen, we haven't seen this track before. We've seen variations that have used this little cut through, but I think this is the first time we're seeing this exact combination used. So this is going to be interesting, and the car is pretty suited to it, and yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah, it's got the right elements, the nice extended start-finish straight, as usually the Fern Bay chicane to end the lap would keep drivers at a reduced tempo. Having that extra bit of runoff can lead to overtakes into the famous turn 1 hairpin, and then of course then the track cuts back in. You have a few chicanes. They'll keep the cars nice and compact.
Yeah, and it's not the longest track in the world. It's not the shortest either, but 30 cars will feel like quite a lot once we get going. The race will be around about 30 to 35 minutes, and in that time, I fully expect we're going to have some lapping, which means we're going to have some fun, especially for our race leaders. So we have a few new drivers as well. I'm seeing drivers who I'm not familiar with, Owen. So it's great to have a few rookies on the grid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we always welcome in any newcomers who want to try their luck here in RTFO. That's what it's for. And we're ready to have a race clean once again for the second half of 2024.
We are indeed, and everybody is set up on the grid. Owen, for the second season, for the opener, please take it away for the lights.
Let's go. We'll find out if Gabor will take the initiative in the championship. Away they go. Good launch here, and we'll see what will happen here. 126 wants to get the bump draft using Rony's very own livery, so avoid the confusion for a moment as Valta goes on the inside, and he spotted the gap that 136 left wide open. Gabor holds the lead, but now everyone has to cooperate into our chicane, so here they come. Mindful of the second curb if you're already bouncing. Yeah, it seems like people are respecting each other's space and are able to push on nice and fairly.
Yeah, it's a great start from the drivers as they're going to make their way through this tight and twisty chicane. It's Gabba leading, followed by Anti-Valter, who squeezed his way up into P2. 136 and Oscar, the top four. And yeah, it looks like a very colourful grid that as they weave their way through. Very nice.
That's El Nano, who missed probably the ideal entry into the right hand or the left hander, and he's able to at least keep going, so everyone in his view didn't collide with him. Now we're through to the extended start finish straight with that extra runoff tarmac. Gabor's lead is probably about a second already. That is exceptional.
We've got Rony and T-Bug side by side, or we did as we go across start finish. T-Bug has retired before he's even crossed the start finish line, so not a good start to the season for him, as we've got the ZFRL boys side by side through turn one. What's McCarry on the inside with Thamuli on the outside, slight contact, and it's going to open the door for Nozzle.
Nozzle's through and Twin Cam is through also. Now we've got to be wary. This is probably the hardest braking point in Sector 2, having to slow right down for what becomes a very sudden turn 5. Now in the slalom section, we'll see now that Nozzle has made 2 passes in the single lap here, so that is a really good opportunistic driving.
Yeah, great stuff. Good wheel-to-wheel fighting. This is a really nice looking car as well, and the drivers enjoying themselves by the looks of it. As we've got 136 driving a RTFR livery, closing up to the back of Anti-Valter on the home straight here. It's going to be a close one.
Yeah, we'll be close. And to the outside, we'll go 126. It's fastest lap from Gabor, so he is asserting his lead ever more. And no fortune there for 136. He was kept to the high line and he just couldn't use it to his advantage. But Arska's on a good show here in the blue. We'll see now as the track will veer to the right if he can get closer. Oh, he certainly will get closer. But the job is just to stay put for the moment as we now check out the front of 126's car this time. And he's trying to pressure Valta into a mistake.
Yeah, you can see Gabor is just opening up the gap already. 2 seconds have opened up, but these two are going to be fighting, so that lead will inevitably stretch open just a little bit. Let's see, Valter with a bit of a slide out of the final corner. 136 able to get the power down initially, but yeah, it's quite bumpy, and Valter's just been able to run away there, so there's not going to be a change over start finish, that's for sure. Let's stay on board a little bit longer. See if we can get any sort of advantage out of the first corner. Oh yeah, Valter's gone a bit wide, but 26 not close enough to capitalise on that one. Yeah, anything else going on there, Owen?
Yeah, Clennon and Mad Jester are going side by side into the first hairpin. Clennon, too hot, but he does actually benefit as Mad Jester had nowhere to go, and that will probably be considered a fair pass. It's borderline, but Clennon did put Mad Jester off, and maybe he'll want to counter as soon as possible. Yeah, turn 5 is very, very tricky at the best of times. And Herta Manuel also in the yellow car there. He's getting nice and close, so any sudden movements from Mad Jester and he would be at risk of losing another spot. And there's a good queue of battlers in midfield. Magic in 9th place has got a flurry of competitors. Rony using too much of the grass there, just so bumpy there. So now the cars are finally able to fully apply the power as Antivalta sets the new fastest lap. He's giving Gabor something to think about now.
Yeah, so maybe he's managed to unlock the potential as there's someone making a move there. I think it's Ayoub making a move on Martin McCarry into turn 1. He's made it stick, with Rony trying to follow through as well. But backs out of it, probably wise. And Chuka Hedema behind Rony now, as Ayoub goes off the track a little bit ahead.
He's pushing as hard as that car can cope with. And there's just so much going on with El Nano. There he is with the yellow sort of highlights around the windscreen. So that's certainly a snazzy design. But he's got the inside on Michael. No way through, I'm afraid. But he's got slipstream advantage if Michael can't defend. No, he will actually use the slipstream on Michael instead. Michael defends his inside line, losing a bit of time there to Hedema. And now to the first hairpin they'll go. Martin McCarry pushing Ayoub as hard as he can, just out of shot. Is there any way through? No, it has to be follow the leader system again. Rony almost making contact. And Hedema, what's he going to choose to do here? He'll stay in formation, but it's just so much pressure on these guys. Nossel, of course, is battling Twin Cam just ahead in 6th and 7th places. But there's no ability for Lorenzo to team up to dislodge my countryman just yet.
No, it's all go. There's cars nose to tail, as we thought there probably would be around a relatively short track. Great to see the fighting, and it's great to see that another driver has managed to steal a fastest lap. 136 currently holds it, so the top 3 look to be there or thereabouts. They're still within 3 seconds of each other, so it's not a runaway show by Gabor just yet. I was looking that way a few laps ago, but Antivalta within 2 seconds of the Sidus driver.
And Hedema almost on Rony, but of course we're now on Mad Jester on LG Meese. He tried his best to take the acute angle there, but LG Meese got a good momentum out of the corner and was able to block any such opportunity. Now forward to Hedema. Martin McCarry got on 2 wheels there, Pete. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, he's managed to get ahead of Ayoub somewhere on the lap, but yeah, that was a sketchy moment. You don't want to roll these things. The curbs at Fern Bay are absolutely huge, so especially through that chicane section, quite easy to pitch the car up onto 2 wheels, well held. But
LG Meese wide, so Mad Jester gets a gimme for the 19th position. Must have been out of turn 6 into 7. He just missed his turn in and lost that crucial position. Another fastest lap for Valta. But Ayoub, what's all going on here? This is for the top 10, and he'll be clear on the inside of Martin McCarry. Can you get it slowed down appropriately down to 2nd gear, 60 kilometers per hour? Yeah, he's through.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant as the drivers file their way through the chicane once more. Super fun by the looks of it. And Chuka Hedema makes a little bit of a poke at Rony, but that's not helped him at all. He's closer to Martin McCarry now than he was. So compact
with the pressure now on AU after working so hard to make his overtake. Now he's got two drivers who are fiendishly waiting for any mistakes. High rise there, back onto the main straight, putting the suspension through its paces. Now Nozzle is going for the attack on Twin Cam on the inside. He's going to perhaps distract Twin Cam there to allow Lorenzo the opportunity. But there we go. Nozzle gains the position after a lot of patience. Twin Cam next, losing a little bit of traction there, but he's able to get himself composed and block Lorenzo. And the 3 wide, the battle for 10th just gets hotter and hotter. Rony has a opportunity, but again, McElroy defends with courage into that risky turn 5.
Yeah, the order stays.
Sorry, turn
as it
4.
was.
Sorry, turn 4. Beg your pardon.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't really matter. The action's all that matters. Owen has. They didn't change order. They were all out of sorts, but they're still as they were. But Rony now trying desperately to get past McElroy. With Juga Hedema, who's the driver we're currently focused on, who seems to be distracting Rony in his mirrors.
There's going to be lap traffic for leader Gabor here. Martin's having a hard time of it, I'm afraid. I think he had a spin on the lap after the chicane. So Gabor, his lead could be certainly compromised here. Yeah, Martins just gets out of the way now. So no question, Gabor had to slow down just a bit. And then Martins should be in prime position to move out of the way after this final right-hander, but no, he stays on the racing line. So Antivalta, this is his best opportunity to stay in the race. He may be thankful for a little bit of slipstream, but yeah, he'll get his blue flag orders completed as we now return to this superb battle. Now that Ayub has made a dash for it, it's now Hedema in 11th, leading.
Yeah, he's managed to make up 2 places. He's got past McElroy and Rony, so a bit of a switch of order while we were watching something else.
Jester, he's pushing on as we have a look at Tamuli's twitch.tv perspective with the onboard. But Mad Jester is on the inside of Air Attack's Rain, and before the need to use the brakes, he's already through, and I think that's a crash wide. He's gone into the gravel trap, the very difficult gravel trap, and he will not choose to carry on. That was too big of a mistake. And now Jari Katila picking up a lot of trouble and Unite wide. So thank goodness it wasn't anything more serious.
Yeah, just tripping over himself and a tyre barrier. That's what happened there. As Jari Katila makes his way through the chicanes and has to chase down a fellow yellow car. That's Rain from Air Attack. It's nice to see some of the drivers opting for the closed top and some drivers for the convertible. I think there are several configurations for this car. Some of them have got the who's that? That's Unite driving with a third configuration. There's 3 different roof configurations to this car by the looks of it. There you go. You can see that there's a rear pillar as he's going for the move now on Jari on the inside.
You could have the soft top up as well if you want, so I'm just trying to find an example of such a driver to make that point. Yeah, Magic has the soft top, so nice and traditional there. You can see it. It's up for the sunny day, I suppose. Well, maybe not as sunny as you expect around Fern Bay.
Very nice mod. Really nice.
Yeah, it's really exquisite attention to detail, so I do appreciate that so much.
Antivalta with the fastest lap once again, and Gabor just over 2 seconds in the lead. Well, just under, 2 seconds in the lead. Hard top all the way for him.
Yeah, he's trying to lead every lap from lights the flag. It is becoming something of a habit at this stage. He is on course for another fantastic winning streak. Of course, the record is 6, I think it is. I'll have to pull up. Yeah, Ardy has won 6 RT4 races in a row. But if Gabor wins this, he will be the first to win 4 or more twice. So that is something else.
If Gabor wins again, he will match Botsy for the most number of RTFR wins at 36 tonight. As we've got Lorenzo here, fighting with Twin Cam. As we go over start finish, at the end of this lap, we're going to be over halfway through the 35 minutes of round 1. A lot calmer start to the season, Owen, than season 1.
Yes, absolutely. I'm relieved, to say the least.
Yes.
We know, as I said, we made the jokes and the other amusements, but yeah, it was a disappointing start when we were in the booth at the time. So now that we have 21 entrants still pushing along as best they can, and if there are any tough battles, then I'm sure the drivers will reflect and hopefully appreciate how hard they had to work today. But a lot of drivers, of course, not fazed by any antics into turn 1.
Yeah, we ride on board with Magic, who is now the next driver to try and get past Twin Cam. Twin Cam went off the track, as you would have seen, out of the first chicane and lost a place to Lorenzo. Now Magic fancies his chances up start finish. No, doesn't go for the move just there. Wait until
we have the big train of cars back at it again. Rony and McElroy, I was watching them on my own screen. They were going hammer and tongs with Hedema blocking McElroy as hard as he could. But now that the start finish straight allowed them to spread out, we should now see the 4, potentially 5 drivers all get right in amongst each other again. So through the chicane they go, avoiding the tire barriers, of course. And we'll see what Michael in the turquoise can do about this. And he hits Rony very hard there, and that breaks up the fight. Matt Jester gets the easy pass, and that was just a small lapse in concentration. And side by side, McElroy hits Hedema as well. Now the red mist is descending and positions are getting traded. Matt Jester even realizes that was a close call, and maybe he should let Hedema back through, to be honest. Thankfully, it wasn't any worse than it ended up being.
Well, 6 of one, half dozen of the other, and arguably Duca was recovering onto the track. And, well, anyway, he's back ahead nonetheless. But we've got at the back of this queue now, it's Unite who's caught up. So it's going to be quite the long train in a minute, as Unite's really trying to find his way past Michael, forces his way almost through, and makes a place, at least initially. Michael's going to try and get it back, though. Surely not. He's going to have to back out. Yeah, they get back into line, and Unite's hit the tyres again. That's the second time we've seen him do that. Luckily he keeps it on the grey stuff this time around, but now down in 16th place this battle's going on. This is great to see action up and down the field, but it does seem to have all centred around McElroy, who is the leader of the pack at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. To be the leader of the pack, it is precious, to say the least. But if it's taken off you and you're suddenly in a situation that you can't relax in, then it does get very difficult. But at the same time, he has pulled a sizable advantage and he needs to keep it. But the potential for lap traffic, it's still a while to go, with Omar now 20th and last. He's trying to catch up to Rain on the start finish straight. So Gabor is just taking the final corner now, turn 10. So he's about 5 or 6 seconds away from lapping them. And again, that could be the music to Valta's ears if it proves to be a time drain that costs Gabor his valuable 2-second lead.
Yeah, 136 had pace earlier, but he's lost pace, so much so that he might be in trouble from Asker now. Asker knocking on the door of P3 here to steal a Born to Race podium. Be probably one of the first races of the year without a Born to Race car on the podium, if you can do it.
And I want to get a sizable chunk of points out of this first round. It's been wide open in a lot of respects. Barring the top two, they have been the elite showers today, and they've been almost untouchable. 136, of course, losing ground to them, and his job now is to maintain that third position. Samuli going back on board with him as well in the bottom right hand corner, keeping Nussel just out of reach at the moment. The gap is about 1.5 seconds or thereabouts. Could reduce if we see at the moment Nussel is lapping quicker. We'll know for certain in just a moment.
Yeah, let's stick with it and see if he's catching. I know that Asker is only half a second behind, and Nussel is, well, there or thereabouts, up 200ths the gap, so they're lapping similar pace. Lorenzo in P7 currently with his teammate Magic just behind in P8. We've got Twin Cam, who is moving ahead of Motti McCarry by quite a way at this point, 12 seconds. And now Ayub, has Ayub had a crash? Yes, he has. Look at that. He was quite away in the lead, and he's lost it somewhere, and he's had an impact at the front for sure. And finds himself just ahead of Rony. So yeah, Motti McCarry was in 11th, and now gets that top 10 place back for himself. And I think Rony might have a chance here.
Again, yeah, turn 4. Really challenging. Hedema out of the race. That leaves us with 19 remaining runners, so the attrition rate is just over 33%. Now that is a surprise. I would have thought
that is a surprise. Yeah,
this combo would allow for more drivers just to keep going. Like the risk of having a crash, like with the barriers, it's reduced. Like you're mostly free from hitting the barriers. It was just mainly the gravel trap that caught some out, like a crash. That was one example. But it's really just the battles that get very, very risky with the wheel-to-wheel and bumper-to-bumper contact. That's probably what's put a lot of drivers out.
Yeah, I think that's it. This car just encourages wheel-to-wheel battles around this sort of track. Because who's that? That's a ZFRL driver spinning out. That was Mies down at the back there, and actually retires. That's a shame. So just saw him spinning out there as this fight for last place reduces itself to 2 drivers, OA and Rain. But yeah, you're right, Owen. I think just the wheel-to-wheel nature of the racing here today is why we've seen a few drivers dropping off. Fernbay can be quite unforgiving like that.
And Gabor, his lead has sunk now. His last lap time way off his usual best, 108.5. Valta at 107.8. And the threat that I discussed a little bit earlier about the traffic, this could change the outcome of the race. The seesaw could swing to the other side, and Anti-Valta will not waste this opportunity. He's got to go for it. The Cavalier James Hunt helmet on his head there. We'll see what he can pick up here. 2 cars in the way. That's Omar and Rain. They are legitimately fighting for 17th, but they've got to get out of the way now. And Gabor, yeah, he'll probably ask them to get out of the way by certainly the turn 4. That's probably the best time to let these two go.
Yeah, here come the back markers across start finish, followed by Gabor there and Anti-Valta. And it doesn't look like that battle for last place is going anywhere, so they're going to have to get past very, very carefully indeed. So Gabor in an uncomfortable position of having to focus forwards as well as backwards. Oh yeah, the horn's going now, so he's making them aware that he's there. And OA moves out of the way, courteously. For Gabba, that's nice to see.
And Rain has to go very deep, so I think
yeah, they're both through.
OA or Omar has taken the position out of his pocket. So yeah, that was just the risk of staying too long in front of the leaders. He'd gone too deep, and fair and square, I think OA will be delighted to have that opportunity. But nevertheless, Gabor still leads, and he is so close now. He can, really believe a surprise defeat of Gabor could be on the cards.
We've got 2 battles going on the podium. That's great stuff. As Rony is in an Ayoub Unite sandwich at the moment. 2 purple machines, Ayoub ahead and Unite behind. As 136 still maintains that 3rd place, but Asker is all over him. He's really trying to find a way through somewhere. But yeah, close wheel-to-wheel battles everywhere. This is a car that you should pay attention to, I guess, for wheel-to-wheel racing. The drivers seem to be certainly enjoying it. It's definitely got the looks, and it's providing us with some super racing and wheel-to-wheel action. I like it.
Absolutely, yeah. The road supers as well. It certainly lends itself. I suppose I'm looking at Arska's rear left tire could be a bit on the precarious side, but the fact that the slick tires aren't in use, that could make a difference. You just have to worry about your conduct on the road before the tires start to wear out. Probably into the first hour of driving would be when it's really, really tough on the rubber. But now this is the best chance yet for Arska to get on the podium. He'll have to go the long way around, though. It's almost
side by
dead
side.
Heat. Yeah, dead heat almost. It's all about who breaks last.
Is indeed, and it looks like it's advantage to 136. He's on the inside, but we have seen the outside line here work quite well. If Asker can get the power down, this car is super slidey at the rear, out on that kind of outside of the first corner, and he's not able to do it. So he's going to have to try and line him up again and just get further alongside, or try and muscle his way and put 136 where he needs him to make the pass.
We're going to check out the action of Unite for just a moment here. He's got Rony in a similar position. He has to go high on the outside using a bit of the gradient on the track. So Ayoub now also in the line of sight now, and Arska has made the pass.
Yeah, he's through. We missed the move.
Thamouli's there.
Yeah, Thamouli's right there as well, so it could be even worse for 136. He might lose another place, but Asker muscling his way through just before the back straight, and luckily didn't leave anything on the track, and is able to open up a gap there as Ayoub goes off as well. So goes from bad to worse for Ayoub. Another excursion means that Rony and Unite can squabble it out.
I'm just checking up a twin cam. His rear left tire is in the orange temperature, which is precariously close to a blowout. So Mosh McCarry, I don't think he'll need very long to make this overtake. As you can see, the rear is just totally out of line for twin cam, and if he puts the throttle down too much, then he will not have 4 tires running on his car. So if I were him, I think Mosh McCarry needs to make his intentions known. This is probably the worst place now. He could lose him a lot of time. But yeah, twin cam, he may just have to slow down, and Mosh McCarry takes it. Yes, he found the mound and took it nicely. So that's a pass for position, and twin cam could be out of the top 10 if the fortunes don't change for him. And now Thamouli trying to put 136 under pressure. And again, this would be a sensational result for the Zafaralis team if they can get any higher than 5th.
Yeah, a good strong start to the championship for Thamouli if he can get P4. out of this to put points on top of the B2R team. That's what everyone needs here. They don't want the same winner again, so every single point matters. And if you can start your campaign with a top 5, a top 10 in the first round, that's solid points. Because really, the unique nature of RTFR is that the points gaps between the different positions is quite small, Owen. It's not a lot. You have to do quite a lot of work to gain places in RTFR.
Exactly, yeah. If you find your caliber of driver on the road, then yeah, you've got to work extremely hard to win out in the equal machinery. And it's a swap of teammates here for just a moment, if I may. Lorenzo on the inside of Magica turn 10, making a lovely pass for 7th place. And it means that Race Green have a line of 3 drivers, with just Rony trying his best to get closer to unite in that battle for the top 10. So yeah, very good showing here for Race Green so far.
Yeah, and Oscar hasn't disappeared up the road as I thought he would. He's been reeled back in by 136, so it's not over yet. The podium fight is now, we've got to keep an eye on it in 2 places. We've got Gabor and Valter just 1 second apart. You can see them just in the back of shot there. They've got a 17-second gap over these 3. But it's Oscar who currently leads the way. 136 needs a good exit here. So too does the Muli. And it looks like Oscar had a bit of a wobble coming out of there, but has he done enough? Looks like it's going to be close between these 2 on camera. ZFRL versus B2R.
Yeah, Tamuli just over 200 kilometers per hour now. He's the quickest of the 3, having the benefit of a slipstream, evenly matched under braking. So 136 hangs on in there with 2 to go. Just has to stay fully focused and find the last opening. As of course lap traffic is gonna factor in for these guys too. I see Rain, I see Omar, and I see Yarkatilla, 3 drivers with yellow highlights in their names. They're all fighting to avoid being last place, but 18th is still a very good showing no matter who finishes there.
It is indeed. I like this battle. This is a really, really good one. We watch on board from Thamuli as he tries to get past 136, who himself is trying to get past Oscar. A 3-way fight for the podium. We didn't see this many times last season, but it's happening now. Here comes Thamuli. He's got one of them. Can he get the other one before the turn 1? It's going to be the battle of the gearbox, but 136 has a slipstream. Is it going to be 3 wide? No way. 136 backs out of it. Thamuli also backs out of it. Does he? Oh, it's going to be so close, but no, it's Oscar who still has a nose ahead. And 136 sneaks back through. Oscar's gone sideways.
Sideways, yeah. Oh, 136 goes for it.
Thamuli can have this. Thamuli's got it.
Kicking each other off. And it's opportunism. And it's very best.
Patience, I think.
Yeah, the patience. The fact that 136 was boxed in, he couldn't utilize that slipstream. He couldn't move. Even corner. With the superior top line speed in the slipstream. And there we go. They just couldn't agree on who should be the leader into the chicane. So therefore, they took each other wide. And last lap for Gabor. He will cross the line victorious.
Oh, what a race for Gabor. He doesn't know what was going off in the background. He had a lights to flag victory. Anti-Valter finishes in P2, but it's going to be Thamuli, the talk of the town, in the last dying seconds of this race. Patient out of turn 1, let the 2 ahead of him trip up, and then took the inside line to take a well-deserved P3. Excellent result for ZFRL there, Owen.
Oh, unquestionably, they're going to be so pleased to see Thamuli driving impeccably today. And yeah, I think in all honesty, yeah, he did so well to catch up to the drivers ahead. And when it mattered most, the heat was on. He made the pass that opened wide open for him to take, and he's done a very commendable job. And Nossel, Lorenzo, Maciek follow each other 6th through 8th, and McElroy by a few hundredths there, getting ahead of Unite. So that's a very good finish yet again for Zafaralis.
Yeah, excellent work. So Siders take the P1 spot and earn the full complement of points in the race for the opener of Season 2 of RTFR. And yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff from those guys out on the track today. But yeah, I think it has to be said that the Mooley absolutely stole the show at the end there, Owen. That was absolutely brilliant stuff for Zafiralis. And yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll remember that one in a good way. Really fine showing for our podium sitters, and I suppose credit goes to Erskine 136. They were quick all day long. So that was a very, very enjoyable opening to this second season in 2024. But of course, Gabor has the winning streak very much in his command, and someone will have to put an end to it if this is going to be an actual competition for the championship. As we know, Mantas dominated season 1.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that is everybody across the start finish. So we can go down the results right now for you and see who was how the championship is going to shape up for the beginning of the second season. So Gabba wins in 32 minutes, 1.5 seconds ahead of Anti-Valter. Close all the way through, but Valter just couldn't get into the slipstream enough to pull alongside and make the move. So very, very close finish there. 20 seconds back, it's the Mooley. After having to fight pretty hard, they really had to work for that in the background there, Owen. That's the reason why the gap was so big. They were bouncing off each other, changing places left, right, and centre. But ultimately, Zafiralis with a very well-deserved podium. Asker and 136, I think they lost that race rather than finishing 4th and 5th. They could have had so much more out of it, either one of them. But yeah, their patience in the end paid off. So that's that. Then it's the 3 drivers, the race green drivers that Owen mentioned before. Nozzle, Lorenzo, and Magic finishing 6th, 7th, and 8th, with Mortimer Carey a solid top 10, and Unite there in the final place in the top 10. Then we've got Rony himself in P11 with Twincam and Abe, Born to Race teammates in 12th and 13th, with Michael for Master Race Car, the sole entry for MRC in this race, I think. There in P14. Mad Jester, P15. Maybe would have expected more from him. He's been having some really nice results recently, so I'm not sure he'll be too chuffed with a P15. Was it Omar, you said, was this driver's name, Owen?
Yeah, OA is Omar. His username is Omar.
P16
Omar
for him.
So, yeah, I'll count him as Omar.
Yari Katilla in 17th. Rain, LG Meese and Juka Hedema, those two DNFing quite late in the race, so that's a shame for them. And there should be around about 10 names on this, or 7 names on this second page. Lots of drivers not making it to the end, unfortunately. As we see in the background, Gabor up onto victory lane. It was Clennon, Herta Manuel, J. Martins, El Nano, Crash, T-Bug, and Neves, who didn't manage to finish the race. So that's the first round of the the first round of the second season of RTFR 2024 in the books, Owen. And that was a superb race.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. The mod of choice really did pay off superbly. The track layout also proved quite the impression, I'm sure, on most of the drivers. It kept them close, and a lot of great slipstream battles and bumping and all sorts of other attacks. So yeah, it was a great spectacle, and I hope everyone watching enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely great stuff. That was Fern Bay Cadet. That's the first time we've seen that track used on our channel, I think. So that was a good one. I really enjoyed that one for sure. We've seen Fern Bay Club used in the past, but the drivers normally turn right at the end of the downhill chicanes instead of left. But yeah, a nice little open config track to complement the excellent mod that we had today. And I want to showcase it one more time on the broadcast. Great work by Evolution R and Martin 18 to put this one together. And if you fancy giving it a go yourself, you can do that with an S3 license, a Live for Speed S3 license, and you can check it out in the game through the new mod system in Live for Speed. Final thoughts on that, Owen? I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's just as I said, there's just so much small detail that really makes this mod stand out. It has just a beautiful design in the interior as well as the exterior, and yeah, you can mix and match as you desire. Like the alloy wheels look great as well. So yeah, it produced the racing, which is of course what matters most to us. But yeah, the fact that that little bit extra has been applied to the mod by Evolution and Martin, yeah, they really do deserve a lot of praise for that. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, hard work well rewarded by a good race here today, I think. So that's nice to show that one more time. Here is the 2024 Season 2 schedule for RTFR. We are going to be going to a BL1X next, so join us in 2 weeks' time for that with the MRT. From all of us here at Sim Broadcast, we hope you have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you on the next one, which I think is Friday this week with some Fox Friday action, and that's going to be at 9 o'clock UTC. So please join us on our channel for that. Eoin, thanks very much as ever. We kicked it off in a good way tonight. I think that was a great opener.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, ideally we'll have plenty more competitors willing to have a go here in Season 2. But yeah, still Gabor in the best form possible at the moment. So let's see if this carries on into the next round and beyond.
Yeah, from all of us here at Sim Broadcasts, have a great rest of your evening. Good night.
Goodbye.
you